Hey everybody, Mike Rondo. It's been a while. It's been a week or so. I've been rather busy, thinking about other things and doing other things at the moment. Right now, I'm smoking a cigar, doing something a little different. It is springtime. Spring and summer, I traditionally smoke cigars. I've tried cigar reviews on here, but it's not a very popular video series. I don't know. I may bring it back. But in case you're curious, I'm smoking. Oh, what was it? I just had it. This is from 2018. Oh, here's the wrapper. Hold on. Let me get the wrapper here. This is from. It's Hit and Run Part 2. It's an almost Robusto size, if you're wondering about that. Um, the only complaint I have about this so far is the draw it feels like it's too tightly wrapped. I mean, it's better now, but when I was first trying this, it was a bit rough. But otherwise, it's pretty good. I like it. I like the size. I like these size cigars, or typically I like nub cigars. Those are my favorites. But in any case, this video isn't about cigars. Um, Not that popular. But I had some thoughts in the last week and a half, I guess. I don't know. I get like this quite a bit. I guess when you're in your 40s, you tend to reflect on your life and what you've done in your life. And of course, Gen X and the Boomer generation, probably even before that. Um, and I imagine even the Millennials. Not that I hate using like labels for generations and stuff like that because it's like a mishmash, really. Um, so even you could even say I'm more of a there's that Gen X micro generation, the Zennials, where the late stages of Gen X merged with the millennial kind of generation. So I don't know, but whatever you come by, we tend to be nostalgic, right? We cling to our old movies that we loved as kids, video games, toys, and that stuff, and that can be kind of a hindrance. And I've had to struggle with that anyway. But that's not what this video is about. I was thinking of it the other day, and I imagine I even had this thought. And I don't know if I'm right on this. So if you guys are a little older in your 50s and 60s and whatnot, maybe you can clue me in. When you're in I'd say your late 20s, you get into your 30s and your 40s, you seem to be nostalgic for the things you grew up with. And I imagine even in the 50s, but I imagine there's a shift when you get in your mid 50s to 60s where you start you wish things were the way they used to be, the good old days, even though it really wasn't that good. But I think we romanticize a lot of what we grew up with. But that's not what this video is about. That's a whole other video I could do on. But I was just thinking this before I get into it. Let me have a puff of the cigar. I should probably knock the ash off. I typically don't like knocking the ash off. And I don't know if you can hear it, but someone has a micro bike or a mini bike. Not a mini bike, mini moto, if you will. The mini moto bikes, which I am a fan of. Not sure if you can hear that, but I'm not sure if it's a Grom or there's another bike out there. Because I've been looking at bikes and scooters for a while. I'm still on the fence of what I want to do, but I think I like the Monkey, the Honda Monkey, and the Grom is probably where I'll go. I don't need anything too fancy. I'm kind of just tool around with, so who knows where that'll end up. But anyway, that's a video for another day as well. But I was thinking about this probably last weekend and all this week, and I don't know why I was thinking this. Maybe because I got in touch with an old friend, my best friend Tim. We kind of reconnected, so to speak, texting, kind of busting each other's chops about things we grew up with. And it started actually. This is something I'll clue you guys in on that you probably didn't know about me. But back in the day, I was quite into BMX freestyle, riding my bike and everything. I was very much into BMX, and he was as well. We used to ride our bikes everywhere, do tricks and all that stuff, and we were pretty decent at it, I have to say. So there's this guy I follow on Instagram and on TikTok, Gen X bikes or whatever, and I saw my buddy Tim. He restores these old bikes that I grew up with, the Gen X bikes, the freestyle bikes of the time, and he had my first bike was a Harrow Sport Freestyle. way back in the day, and I love that bike. I wish I could buy it. Well, that's how it started. I saw my buddy Tim's bike. He had a dyno and Pro Comp. I think it was a Pro Comp, and I sent it to him because I thought he'd get a kick out of it. And those bikes are going for a pretty penny. And I actually think he still has his bike. I have my Harrow Team Master. I think it was in 1990, somewhere in Vermont with my father. And I should have asked him today when he came here. But anyway, I swear I'll get to my point of this video. Kind of a cocoa thing going here. Interesting. But anyway, I lost my train of thought. So anyway, I should ask my father. When I saw my father today, I should have asked him about the bike. But I'll ask him next time I see him. But in any case, I was thinking about this. Because we used to hang out, my buddy Tim and I, quite a bit. We caused a lot of, well, I would say drinking and whoring is a good description of what we did. And I was thinking about this because it's been at least a decade since I've been that way or whatever. And I was just thinking about it. And I was thinking about when I was younger as a kid. I was trying to break it down. I'm like, all right, from 1 to 10, which is where my daughter is right now, that 1 to 10 age, that was like a whole other life that I lived. Like, I remember quite a bit of it. I have a lot of fond memories of the 80s growing up, having a lot of fun, video games and playing sports and everything. And then I went into preteen to teenage years, and that was a whole other different thing. And then my 20s to my 30s, that was a whole other thing. And I feel like I've lived 4 different lives. Like, it's completely different. Like, I'm at a different place in my life now. And I look back at those things, I'm like, who the hell were you? What the hell were you thinking? What, like, all these things that happen, I'm like, that just, it baffles me. I feel like it seems like so long ago, and it really isn't, because I'm going to be 46 this year. That's really a blink of an eye in time's, the grand scale of time and time and space. But in human terms, it seems like when I was 10 years old, it seems like it was 4 or 5, 6,000 decades ago. And even in my 20s, because it just seems so long ago, and it really wasn't. It's an interesting cocoa note there. It's got a pretty good draw now, but to start, it wasn't so good. I had to take my little trick of taking the pick for my pipes there and kind of sticking it in to get the flow going, and it seems to have worked. But even then, it was tough. But like, I'm thinking about this now. Now, I'm in my 40s. I've been smoking a pipe for now almost 3 years, and if my younger self could see me now, I'm like, what the hell? I don't know. It's just interesting to see that you've had all these different experiences in your life, and I'm trying to find the point that I'm trying to make here. It's more like, it seems like I've lived separate lives, kind of. Like, I did this for 10 years, and I did this for 10 years as a teenager, then I did this in my 20s, my 30s, and then my 40s of this, and it just seems, it's a lifetime, but it's a short lifetime at the moment because I'm only 46. Well, I'll be 46, but it just seems like it's different. Like, it seems so far away now to me, because now I'm almost on this side of 50, which will be here before you know. And that's the other thing too. When we're older, time really does move faster once you get. I would say, I'm just spitballing here. Once you hit 27. You kind of, like, time just kind of moves pretty quick. It's funny because I think of this often when my daughter goes to school. When I was younger, school seemed like the last, like, forever. And then the school year would end, you'd have summer. And summer even seemed to last quite a bit, and then, back to school or whatever. But now as a parent, and you see the kid go to school, it goes pretty quick. Before you know it. So, I don't know. Just interesting thoughts on time. Time is a fascinating subject for me. Very interesting stuff. But that's just random thoughts I had today. I'm not going to bore you too much, but I feel like, I don't know if any of you guys or gals have felt like you've lived like all these separate sections of your life. Like it's separate. Like you can't even, it's familiar, but it's alien now at this point in your stage in your life. Like it's like, yeah, I was like, back in the day, I was into freestyling with my buddy Tim. We would do that, and then we moved on to girls, cars, and drinking and running around causing hell. And then you get older and you're getting into more mature stuff. And I don't know, even then, it seems like a long time ago. And like even trauma that happened in my childhood with family or friends or whatever and all that stuff, it seems like a lifetime ago. Like, and then you question, did it even happen? And so much distance is gone. You're like, did that really happen? And then of course you say, well, it really wasn't that big of a deal. But anyway, I don't know, just some random thoughts. But anyway, that's going to do it for this video. Just kind of checking in, kind of rambling on some thoughts and just having a cigar, enjoying this weekend. It's warm, but yet it's cool. It was cool in here earlier, and I put my, Shed of Solitude PC sweatshirt on, and this is too warm now. Now I'm starting to heat up here, but, the weather's kind of funky lately. Anyway, there'll be a cigar review, not cigar review, a pipe review, probably tomorrow night. Tomorrow afternoon I'll do a pipe review, a tobacco review. I have a couple of tobaccos left I want to review, so look for them tomorrow or early next week. We'll see. Anyway, take care. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Maybe not. It's not really that exciting. There's so much value in it. But maybe you guys share the same feeling as me, as you're in your 40s, 30s, going into your 50s, 60s, and you're like, that was a whole other, I think I thought of this as a video subject because my father and my daughter were talking, and my daughter mentioned to my father about him being in the Marines, and he said, well, that was many lifetimes ago, so I don't know. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. I will see you guys on the next one.